Honeys, did K say he had somebody better than you? Honey, we gonna talk about it, but before we get started, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I release a new video. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
I already know it's your girl, KingBritneyChanel.
This video is powered, honeys, by KingBritneyChanel Couture, my Teespring store. So definitely make sure that you check out my merch on my merch shelf as well as my Teespring store. And I will put the link to my Teespring store in the description box below. Let's get into the topic. I hope y'all enjoy. Cause I got someone better than you, honey. No, he didn't, y'all. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, y'all. I thought we'd have seen the drama, darling, that we was going to see, but it seems that every time we turn around this corner, honey, it's something else, honey. He on the song, he done put out, K done put out new songs, y'all, in case y'all didn't know. It's Better Than You, How Do I Tell, and then The Last Man Standing, I think. Those are the 3 songs. But the song that interested me the most, y'all, was him. I got someone better than you, honey. I was rolling. When I tell y'all before I got on here, I was rolling. Now, one of my people that watched me, one of my subbies that watched me was telling me that Kay had new music or whatever the other day. Cause I mean, a lot of the stuff was like, it was like one day ago. So I think it was yesterday that the person had said under one of my videos that Kay had new music out, that I should go and listen to it. So I went and typed on YouTube, and honey, all I heard, the first song I heard was this country song, which it wasn't far-fetched for me to hear him singing country music, because remember K Michelle, who he helped in the past, she wanted to do country. So it wasn't far-fetched. I mean, it didn't sound bad, but it was like the lyrics, he was like, she understands my needs. And when she looks me in my eyes, you know, he basically could see love basically staring back at him, kind of like that type of vibe, which has me asking the question, like, was there other women around that, you know, wasn't reciprocating love when he, you know, when he stared into their eyes, or, you know, they was looking at him, honey, like he was a dollar sign? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thought about that part. And then the line that was interesting was that he said, she doesn't put me down when her friends are around, or something like that in the song, which that was real interesting. He was like, you know, she keep his drinks cold, she don't ask all them questions, you know, when he come in late, it's just, baby, how was your day? And it was just real interesting, darling. I was like, ooh, is this, from the way it sounds, because it's been so many people, like media, paparazzi, people that have been talking about K. Did he, you know, did he vent his feelings out and take, you know, some Floyd Mayweather jabs at some people in this music? Honey, it was like, oh man. And he was like, I got someone better than you. Honey, that part, it just has me hollering that I found someone better than you when she don't treat me like you do. Honey, that country song have me rolling. But the part that is the real part is, you know, he's like, she don't basically get around. Like, you know, they don't argue. It's like heaven answered his prayer. She like a breath of fresh air, excuse me. And I'm trying to figure out, honey, who he's talking about. You know, all of us on here nosy. Honey, this K situation has been the entertainment, darling, lately. It has. Like, we not gonna act like this situation has not been like a telenovela. Every time, you know, we turn around, we just hearing different stuff, y'all. It's just, it's crazy. Now on the other song, How Do I Tell, it sounds like, you know, he's saying like, he, first of all, he's talking about marriage on there, and he's also talking about like, how do you tell somebody that the plans have changed? Honey, he done mentioned that, you know, the woman that he's into is classy and all kind of stuff. Now I'm trying to really figure out, darling, who he talking about. Who y'all think he's talking about? You know, he mentioned that the woman held him down, and marriage and all this other stuff, honey. And then we get to the last man standing, to where he just come out like he going in, like, you know, these nothing bleeps trying to pull him down and all kind of stuff. And he mentioned like people being like crabs in a bucket or a barrel and all of that. And you know, people trying to steal his flow, his swag. And it's wild, y'all. And I'm trying to figure out like what else is next. Now I'm gonna tell you, the 2 songs I think people gonna really, I feel like, rock with. I feel like in the BLK community, they really gonna rock with probably How Do I Tell, and they probably gonna rock with The Last Man Standing, because K, his supporters, whether people like it or not, they are supporters that be riding. I don't know what they see, okay, but we not gonna take away from the man that the man is musically talented. He basically kind of got a little spiritual on the song, where he asked, you know, the Lord to take, you know, the cross off his back. I guess his little cross that he bearing in this situation. And then he mentioned how he had the wrong people around him. And people kind of, you know, took advantage, unfortunately. Anyways, y'all, like I was saying, I just personally feel like it's a combination of things with K. Like, K got to take accountability for a lot of the stuff that he was into. And then you got the whole situation where just negative people was around him also looking for a come up. Maybe that's what he's talking about when he say nothing a people or whatever. Like, he talks about, you know, he would trade, you know, his riches for a day of silence and just all kind of stuff in the song. So y'all definitely can analyze the song for whatever y'all think it is. And then let's get on to other K news. Let's talk about, honey, DJ Vlad putting up an interview that he did with Sinbad. But instead of DJ Vlad interviewing Sinbad about K, Linnell, the comedian, interviewed him about K. And he starts to talk about how he met K and how K was on the street, you know, with a Casio, and he just gives the whole dynamic of how they met. And he starts talking about, you know, where certain legendary singers go wrong, and he starts to say, like, it was a joke he made. Like, you want to be the person that's in the middle, because when you start getting into legendary level, that's when them people, they get into all kind of problems. Y'all know they be having, you know, substance type of stuff going on, all kind of stuff. They go on to the glory, honey. So he was making all different types of jokes. And then he was saying, like, you know, a lot of things back from, I guess, the 80s, kind of 90s or whatever, he mentioned that, like, a lot of people that you would look at now and be like, wow, like, if people, I guess, heard the stories and stuff like that. So Linnell, honey, was keeping him on point, asking him all of these questions about K, like, you know, did he see his performances? Like, what did he think about his performances? And Sinbad had mentioned that, you know, it's funny that people now are saying that K's performances are, you know, lust driven and promiscuous, kind of sensual and all of that other stuff, when it's been like that. And back then, women were for that. You feel me? And he kind of was saying, like, I guess men need to learn how to play the game, like the perfect balance, to where you a certain amount of, I guess the word he used, one of them was nasty but not a creep kind of thing, which I personally feel like I told y'all, anytime something is lust driven, promiscuous driven, it's typically an entity behind that, driving that, and it's causing like a magnetic effect to people. Like, they think they're attracted to the person, but they're really attracted to whatever that entity is. But that's a whole nother video. We ain't gonna get into that. But an example of what I'm talking about is how K went through his experiences when he was younger, and then he started, you know, looking at himself, or the image he made that is K, because, you know, he's his regular self, you know, his regular name, and he's looking at the picture of himself on the wall, seeing a whole different person. That's another entity that was created from I feel like traumatic events in his life though. So when Sinbad was saying that, it is kind of true though. Like, you know, some women, a lot of them, they go to a lot of those, you know, people's concerts, like Trey Songz, Chris Brown, all of those people that talk about all of that little, y'all know, that risque type of stuff. They love those type of dudes until it get, you know, into these realistic situations that is K. Like, until it go left. Because, you know, they're in love, I feel like, with the idea or whatever the entity is that is seducing them. They're in love with that till it get real. But that's typically how the enemy works, seducing and pulling a person in and then taking something from the person. You feel what I'm saying? Promising you this, but you leaving with this minus this. Okay, worse than you came. So that's pretty much how that worked with that, I feel like, in the industry and all that other stuff or whatever. But I feel like Sinbad was really telling the truth on that when he said that a lot of girls, you know, they do that little and be kiki and giggling till they find out that the monster is really a monster. Like, you know, you think it's a game. And that's why I always tell young ladies and stuff like that, when you around young men or you around just men, period, you can't play those games and be all like laughy and all the rest of that stuff. Like, if you like the person, that's one thing. But if you ain't feeling the person like that, if you not, you know, trying to be on that type of time, don't go to nobody's house. Don't do none of that. Don't take no rides from nobody, no gifts, if that's not the type of time you on. And I know people will be like, you know, Britt, why you saying that? KB, why you saying that? And it's just like, sometimes men do not think how women think. You know, you could think like how Sinbad was saying. He didn't understand how people was just randomly just sending they youth. Him and Linnell was somewhere saying, honey, like, they don't know how that happened. Anyway, y'all, like, Linnell and Sinbad both were saying that they felt like it was crazy that people kind of, you know, they get awestruck about celebrities and people, and they just randomly just would leave their youth with people like Kay or any other person or whatever. And Sinbad was saying, like, earlier in his career, you know, women would give him the advice like, yo, don't be around, you know, young ladies or whatever, or, you know, just women in situations that even that you think is innocent, because you'll be on, honey, the news, and they'll be, you be like, I can't say nothing until my counsel come, kind of. Y'all, it got deeper, right? The deeper part was he talked about him cutting ties with Kay when he heard about the Aaliyah situation, right? So basically he said it was a friend, I guess, that he knew that worked at Kay, like in Kay or in Kay's camp or whatever. And the friend was like, yo, you know, I could get your, you know, your daughter, Kay could work with your daughter. And Sinbad kind of was like, I would take you out first, then him. And he basically was saying he ain't gonna be the dad that's throwing no rocks in no window, honey. He would have been coming up through there. He was basically saying, like, you know, you could keep this after I'm finished, you know, basically the house after I'm finished, but I need to see if this old boy could really fly. So he wasn't really going for it. Linnell had mentioned, like, you can't be bothered with somebody who everybody they know is in the lockup. And she had mentioned Bill, honey. It was hilarious, y'all. Y'all need to see it. And it's not hilarious that Kay is going through a real situation. Unfortunately, it's just bad all around for the folks. It's bad for the people that have encountered a person like Kay, and it's bad that Kay, stuff happened to Kay and Kay didn't get counseling, and so it just grew into this whole huge situation that we seeing today. And unfortunately, he went from legendary to where he's at or whatever. Like, I mean, it's just it is what it is, y'all. Y'all let me know, what did y'all think of Kay's new songs that he released, and what did y'all think of DJ Vlad interviewing Sinbad about him knowing Kay and his encounters with Kay and what his thoughts, him and Linnell, what their thoughts was? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. It's KingBritneyChanel, and I will see you all soon on the next video. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.